unpack things.
Okay. Hello, guys. So it's the girls' playroom,
and we're back.
We're back.
Episode 2.
About the Astro World. What happened November 5th? Say hi. Yeah, it was November.
Hi.
November 4th?
5th.
Okay.
Leo remembers that day like it was yesterday.
Yo, for real.
Say hi, guys.
You be like, hi, what's up? This is Joe, Jamie.
We just gotta get Chelsea to do it every episode.
Okay, so we're gonna state our own opinions. No hard feelings. We're gonna state.
We're gonna take turns.
Yes, we're gonna state our own, how we think about what happened that day.
And then after that, we can like
Have an educated
discussion.
Exactly.
A mutual discussion.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to start it off.
Okay. So basically, my opinion with the whole Astro thing is basic. I don't find Travis like to blame. I feel like they're blaming him because they want a name to blame, like a big name to blame. They're looking for somebody to put their name on it. Mainly because it's a big crowd. You can't really blame about like 50,000 people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, it's kind of like people are saying how Travis is kind of like at fault because of how he incites the crowd. But in my point of view, it's like Travis isn't telling you to go stomp on people. In my point of view, he's not telling you to go jump and get crazy and go do drugs and this and the third. He's kind of just like, I want y'all to have fun. I want y'all to like experience something the way I want to experience it. He's trying to give everybody like, with the whole Astro World, like the theme of it is like the having a park like when he was a kid, and that's what he was doing with Astro World, where everybody can go to a park and listen to music and have fun, and people kind of like took advantage of it in a way. But being that like more stuff is being released, it's kind of like noticing how they were talking about Live Nation, and how Live Nation was kind of like the big people that were putting this whole thing together. And even with Ariana Grande, like the whole bombing situation, and they have a whole bunch of other concerts that there was so many situations in, hosted by Live Nation, that is kind of like, why is it that every time Live Nation does something, things go left?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, yeah, we could blame Travis because all he could have done was stop the show, but if he stops the show, there's 50,000 plus people running around everywhere. So it's kind of RIP to the people that have died, are in the hospital, are injured. It's kind of in a situation that was kind of unavoidable because, again, the venue was too small. It was so many little things that could have been done properly, but they weren't done. And it sucks on the count of people, and then it sucks on the count of like Travis, because this might just end his whole career. And that's kind of my opinion on it.
My opinion on it, I feel like he shouldn't even get cancelled because like this could have happened. He can't get cancelled because he's Travis Scott, but like it could have been anybody on that stage. It could have been any artist. But I feel like you knowing that there's like 50,000 people plus like they broke in. First of all, I feel like it should have been stopped, because like if somebody would have broke into Six Flags, they would have been like, nah, stop the whole entire everything. This is Astro World. They'd be like, oh no, I'm gonna get my money. I'm gonna get my money's worth. They hear things about people pay to be here, whatever. But it's 50,000 people. He could have taken into consideration like 50,000 people, and people broke in, like something could go wrong, and something did go wrong, and it could have been anybody on that stage. But I feel like he as a performer, he needed to understand like there's people here right now. All his fans came to see him. He saw the ambulance truck. He saw like people were on a different type of time than regular. Like he has control. People say he doesn't have control, but he does. He's a singer. He's the one that's singing with the mic. He has control over the situation, but it's not all on him. I don't believe it was all on him because people were on a different type of time. They was all on drugs. People, not everybody was on drugs, but people are on drugs, drinking, all those people. Like he did not kill them. He did not pull the trigger. He did not stump on them.
He didn't tell nobody.
Travis Scott is not a murderer.
Yeah, he's not a murderer, but like him as a performer, he needs to take accountability for some, like to a certain extent. Exactly. I don't think he's all to blame, but you as a performer is like they came to see you. Yeah. You're in control of the people. I just feel like
I agree 100% actually with that. Like I'm not on the fence of like it's Travis Scott's fault. Like this is one of my favorite entertainers ever.
Yes, I love his music.
My thing is something like this only happens at a Travis Scott concert. You don't go to a Drake concert and almost fucking die. You know what I'm saying? Like he influences y'all to rage. He influences y'all to act that certain way. Does he say, no, stomp that guy out? Like, no, he doesn't say those things, but he wants y'all to act like that. Like, he literally loves hearing stories about people breaking bones in his concerts. Like, he thinks it's crazy. He thinks it's cool.
Music.
He thinks it's cool. Like, and like, whatever. But it's like, you gotta remember, like, you don't go to a Future concert, you don't go to a Drake concert and almost risk your life.
Mm-hmm.
And all those contracts that were drawn up, that's like, oh, if anything happens, this is who to blame, this is who to blame. At the end of the day, he is the performer. All he had to do was dead stop singing. Like, what was gonna happen? Really, like, what was gonna happen? It was gonna stop. And they're like, oh, there's 50,000 people there. Like, what are they gonna do then?
The venue could have hold 70,000 people.
But even still, like, even if the venue was big enough or small enough, if he would have stopped, I'm pretty sure they either would have booed him or they would have told him to continue. But if he's the one that's influencing y'all gonna listen to him. And is he gonna be like, yo, back up from the thing or do this. Y'all, they're gonna do it because they want him to continue performing.
Mm-hmm.
So it could have just been that simple. He could have just stopped and been like, yo, blah, blah, blah. Y'all telling me he didn't see an ambulance truck. Like, I get it. There's 50,000 people. I'm not expecting him to get down from the stage and start helping people from the ground. Like, no, I'm not expecting that.
He's not a doctor.
Yeah, it's not, he's not fucking Batman.
Because everybody's been posting that same meme.
No, but he's like, you know, he's still a human being and he's only one at that, you know, at the end of the day. First of all, like, again, no disrespect, but why was there even a 9-year-old there?
Why was there a 5-year-old?
That's something to do with the parents. I'm sorry, like, after a certain time,
we don't have to unpack that with ACS. Because why was there a 9-year-old there? No disrespect, may he rest in peace, you know, like.
Yeah,
right. Aside from there's people, you know, dead, there's a bunch of people that got injured as well, you know, like. And to be honest, he didn't even have to pay for their funeral. He didn't even have to pay for anybody's hospital bill. He didn't have to do that, but he did. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it really wasn't his fault. He has over 47 lawsuits right now.
That's OD. Like,
and it keeps going.
But that's the thing. That's the thing that I feel like it's messed up because it's like you're suing him because he's the artist of like that created Astroworld, but the people you should be suing are the people who hosted this.
Yeah.
That planned this out.
The same people that are there to see Roddy Ricch. Are there to see SZA. Y'all gotta sue SZA? Like, you know what I'm saying?
But they're suing Drake, and they're not suing any of these other artists.
Keep in mind, Drake was just a surprise guest. He wasn't on the list of people that was gonna show up.
I ain't gonna lie, if Drake would have popped out and I was there, I would have passed out too. I'm not even gonna lie. I would have. I was like, oh my god. I would have been up there.
It's crazy because Drake was there as the first performer of that night. And he was the surprise guest, and it got that hectic as soon as he came on stage.
Bro, that shit threw me off crazy. I saw the video, I was like, damn, I wish I was there right now.
Yo, me too. I'm not gonna lie, I wish I was there. Like, that's like I wanna die.
No, it's crazy because that same night we were celebrating Jamie's birthday, and I was telling Leo, and I was like, bro, like, I'm tight because we're gonna miss it, and I have Apple TV, and I don't even gotta pay for this shit, and like, we could just watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, damn, imagine us watching it live, and would we have heard the same thing that we see in the videos?
Yeah.
You know, like, what if we wouldn't have noticed just us watching it?
Yeah.
Or would we have noticed? You know, so it's kind of like we notice it because people are pointing it out in the videos. But I feel like if we were in that moment watching it, we probably would be like, yo, like so focused on the stage and what's going on the stage that we wouldn't have noticed what's going on around it.
I'm gonna be very honest with you. You mentioned the 47 lawsuits. Like, I'm gonna defend Travis real quick.
You're not in the frame.
Oh, not in the frame. So I'm gonna defend Travis. I feel like he's completely not at fault. Completely.
100%.
100% not at fault. No matter what.
No matter what.
No matter what. Because
not even if it's Astroworld.
Not even if he was performing at another artist venue.
Or so like even if there was like 20 steps, nothing.
No, because look, so for me, I've been doing my research.
We know.
I know you have. I'm pretty sure everybody's been doing their research. But CNN had brought out that since 2006, I have it right here too. Let me put it out. Hold on.
Go ahead and show the camera when you can.
Right.
I got you right now. Let me put my brightness up so y'all can see.
That's crazy. 47 lawsuits and not.
And it's still going. It's still going.
Right there.
Can you read that for the crowd, please?
You want me to read
share with the class.
Please share with the class.
Live Nation, since 2006, has had 750 injuries and 200 deaths at their venues, according to CNN.
Mm-hmm.
For context, 80 to 85% of deaths came from 3 separate terrorist attacks. Eagles of Death Metal, 90 killed and 416 injured by multi-stage terror attacks. That was in 2015. Ariana Grande, 22 killed and 1,017 injured by a suicide bomber. Jason Aldean, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his last name right, but
Jason
Aldean, right? 59 killed, 500 injured in a mass shooting. In 2 years, 161 dead and 1,933 injured at Live Nation sponsored, operated, and staffed venues. The same Live Nation that won't let you in without proving vaccine status and negative test. So that's the reason why I don't think it's Travis's fault, because I also saw Charlemagne also mentioned that that Live Nation sponsored it, but they also paid him to perform. Although it was Astrofest, that's his festival, but Live Nation wanted to throw something, and they paid Travis to host his Astrofest with them in Houston. So that being said, Travis had no control of the amount of people that were gonna attend. Why? Because Live Nation controls ticket sales. He also had no control of stopping the show, because there was only 2 people that were allowed to stop the show. Now let's say Travis stopped the show. Maybe the crowd would have booed, maybe the crowd would have wanted him back, but Live Nation didn't want to risk refunding those people back their money if they asked. Why? Because they went there for a show. You know, it was a festival, you had games, you had rides and stuff, but I'm pretty sure like 90% of those people went to actually see Travis perform.
Yeah, for sure.
Another thing, the way the setup was of the venue, I looked at it and there was 4 different one-ways, no 2 ways to get out. As everybody said, from the left side of the venue, there was a lot of people that broke in through that side. So it's like, you can't blame Travis for the rest of the people that broke in that weren't even supposed to be there. They got in for free. Feel me? They got in for free. Now, when you go, I went to Rolling Loud. I don't know if you guys went to Rolling Loud, but I went to Rolling Loud. It's not that big of a crowd compared to this, but when it doesn't necessarily have to be just raging. The artist doesn't have to have a raging influence. But if the music is good and the beat is like,
you feel the beat,
you're gonna want to jump up. You're gonna want to release some steam. So what happens in that type of crowd is that people tend to push up. People tend to mosh pits. For me, A$AP Rocky's not a rager, but you still got mosh pits in his crowd.
Playboy Cardi.
Playboy Cardi is another one I don't really listen to. You know what I mean? But you have like a large amount of people that's really pushing up and not caring about the rest of the people around them.
Yeah.
And when you look at the deaths and the injuries, they're considered as stomped or trampled on. Travis didn't trample on them.
He didn't tell them to.
He didn't tell them to. You know, the point of his shows is for people to release some steam like that they usually don't on a daily basis.
Yeah,
and
my thing is that I don't expect Travis Scott to stop and walk off the stage and go home. I expect him to stop for like 10 minutes and see what's going on.
Yes, engage with his fans.
You don't have to give nobody a refund for that. Just literally just stop and be like, yo, why is there an ambulance?
That's exactly what he did. But people misinterpreting that video. He stopped.
He did do that,
he pointed in the crowd. He was like, yo, what the fuck is that?
Somebody passing out, not
exactly.
No. He stopped at the ambulance. There was a video. He stopped at the ambulance. He said, "What the fuck?" A video I saw said that the ambulance truck drove in a direction that they were going to be blocked out anyway because of one of the gates that was closing it off. So there was barely any space for even security to go by. So imagine an ambulance truck, and then on top of the ambulance truck, niggas started dancing on top of the ambulance truck. So that just made it even harder.
But his real life didn't see the people dancing on the ambulance truck.
But I'm saying
no. In the video,
that's
there
right.
was
But
nobody dancing on the ambulance truck.
In the video that they show, there's a
but
video.
But him realizing that.
But he realizes he sees that. He sees that.
But did he take it into consideration? Did he take where was the ambulance going? It was at a stop.
But how is he gonna? If you see the 50,000 people, you see an ambulance truck. There's already 20, maybe 200 people around the truck. Where is that truck gonna go anyway?
Exactly.
He's gonna
make way for the ambulance.
Exactly.
But make what way? Because nobody was moving. That's one.
But they listened to him.
But make what way? Make what way? But make what way? What way was he gonna make if there's literally a gate in front of it, people behind it, people already that are behind it are already on the floor.
And he didn't see that.
But keep in mind,
Travis Scott,
I feel like he could have made a way.
Basically, like, people passing out in Barclays, and it was really like, okay, there was medics trying to make a way for them and like getting them out. Medics took 20 minutes to get to people.
Keep in mind, Travis has no control of the amount of staff that was there. That's Live Nation. Live Nation completely was understaffed in medics. Like regular security guards, everything. They were understaffed on everything. That had nothing to do with Travis. Bro. They had guards on horses. What is that gonna do?
Well, that's not his fault. That's not Travis's fault. He didn't hire him.
That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying.
But that's what I'm saying. Live Nation is the one to blame.
And the Texas police department.
No, yeah, that I understand. That's why I said Travis Scott's not to blame entirely. But if he really wanted to stop the show for 10 minutes, he could have then stopped it for 10 minutes. Nobody had to get refunded. Nobody had to go home. He could have just stopped it for 10 minutes, gain control of the situation, even speak to the producer or whoever the fuck is directing this whole place and be like, yo, what's going on here for 10 minutes, and then come back and finish the performance.
Alright, but you gotta also think about it. Boom, put yourself in a situation. Yo, it's show day. You think them niggas go up to that stage sober? 100%?
Nah, he definitely didn't.
Yeah, that's true. That's
another. Bro, I didn't think of that.
I go into the stage and I'm like, yo, it's late. I'm about to get lit. I'm about to get amped up. Boom, take a little pill. Boom, take a little shot. Boom, all that my system move. It's me and Drake up here, we lit.
Yeah,
nah, nigga, and then you feel me? Like, me, I'm just feeling the vibe, bumping out. I see everybody
You're singing
bumping
your own
out.
songs and your music.
And then everybody singing along with you.
Let's keep this. I got a photo. It goes with what you're saying. You telling me Travis wasn't on some type of like...
Nah, you
like
could tell
nota? He wasn't on a nota?
No, for sure.
But that's...
And then you gotta also remember, like, the speakers.
Well,
but that's okay. That's on him because
almost literally every artist be high or drunk when they on stage. Like,
exactly, and the speakers go out that way, so they're practically behind him. So all he's listening to is his own music. He's not really listening to the.
He could barely hear what's going on.
The bass. I mean, the bass of his music. That's.
And then boom.
Really
let's say you go to a club. You go to a club. You got that loud. We all been to the club. We got that loud ass speaker in our ear. We get out the club. We still have the ringing in our ear. For like a good 30 to an hour. Yeah. And I'm here like, yo, imagine a speaker for 50,000 people.
But even at the club, we barely hear each other. We gotta be yelling or we gotta be in each other's ears. Yeah. So imagine
and we're right next to each other.
With big ass speakers.
I don't expect him to hear people saying like, stop the show. Like, I obviously do not expect him to hear that. Like,
but even what you're saying that basically with the little things he noticed, he could have made a little difference.
Yeah, if we noticed it off of like TikTok videos and like stuff like that, like he noticed it. Like that's
but that's because
that
people
crowd of
posting
50
it are making
people,
it they're portraying it
but
that way.
that's why I mentioned the Apple TV thing. So imagine that I'm sitting at home watching this. I'm not gonna notice what's in the crowd. I'm gonna focus what's on stage because I want to see Travis.
Yeah.
So there's really like an only 10% chance that I'm gonna see what's going on in the crowd.
Yeah.
10%. We only noticed it because people pointed out. We only know what went on because people pointed it out. If we wouldn't have had any of those videos on TikTok or Instagram or whatever the case may be, we probably wouldn't even know about what was going on there. We didn't know till the next morning.
It took people to die for us to notice.
But like, there's like little things that I feel like he could have noticed. Being drunk or being high. You telling me there's 50,000 people on the ground level, right?
And we all human beings.
And
we all go off
see
energy.
people on an ambulance, standing on an ambulance.
All right. Okay. You see people on the ambulance.
That just goes on to the rage and the mosh pit.
That's people. What he's gonna tell them to get down, and niggas is still not gonna get down. He can tell people what to do. But it's the simple fact that are people gonna choose to listen?
He could be like, I will not sing till y'all get down.
Exactly.
That money, they're gonna get down.
But when has Travis ever did that?
He shouldn't have to always do that. The point is that if he sees that now, he should do that.
Que dice Yaneli que la gente se le está yendo porque no están escuchando lo que ustedes dicen.
Oh. I'm done.
Let me see.
Yeah, I think your thing was showing like a microphone thing.
Yeah.
Mine is good. I've been
En el
looking at
envío no
both.
se oye, en el envío.
You just turned off my.
Oh, ahora sí.
You just turned off Joanna's phone.
Ahora se oye.
But that could have happened anywhere.
But that's what I.
But
I feel like it couldn't have happened ever because like his whole entire like the behavior he influences on everybody. I feel like it couldn't have happened.
Yeah, but then I also.
But then there's other like artists that does the same thing.
This is something I'm gonna bring up that everybody was bringing up on Twitter. That he told somebody that there was a concert and some nigga jumped off a balcony.
Boom.
Cause he said they get to jump
Terminal
off the balcony.
5.
He
Okay.
told them to jump off the balcony.
Okay, so if you tell me to jump off a balcony, you think I'm gonna do it?
I would hope not.
That's up.
Okay,
that's
exactly
up
my
to,
point.
But I'm Korean.
Exactly my point. Okay, it doesn't matter who you are. If Drake tells me to do it, I'm not gonna do it because I know in my head right from wrong.
I'm not gonna lie, you said
And I
I
have
might
a-
do it.
You're what
Okay, but you're you.
I swear to
We
God.
know you're obsessed with Drake. We know you're obsessed with Drake.
But you see, but why initiate that behavior onto somebody that he could be off the
All right,
drugs?
so-
could think he could fly at the moment.
Let's.
Yeah, like,
Why?
yeah, bro, do it. Do it,
So-
damn. Oh, and then when it happens, like, I didn't think he was really gonna do it. Like,
Exactly.
like,
The thing
Why
is that,
tell your
like,
friends?
But that's the thing. That's the
he's
thing.
like a rocker. When he performs to entertain. He performs
He's
to
not
have
thinking that
everybody
people are really
vibing out,
gonna let us do
everybody
these things.
rocking out.
So it's like at some point, like yes, I understand like that nigga ended up paralyzing him. Like that sucks, you know. But you know.
Leo just spoke to him yesterday. He's fine.
I called him.
But like that nigga knew what he was doing, bro. At the end of the day, were you off drugs now? Drugs. You in your head, you said I'm gonna jump off this balcony. Why couldn't you be like, am I really gonna do this?
Well,
Am I
aren't
not?
people off the
You
drugs?
have
And
even when I'm smacked out of my mind, I still know
But
what I'm doing.
he might be off the mind.
Nah, that's when y'all smacked. Y'all don't even know people be off
but
LSD.
look, you said he jumped off the balcony, whatever, and he ended up paralyzed. Quick question: did he ever sue Travis Scott?
Yes, there was a whole lawsuit like in 2019.
No, but him,
No,
that guy, no.
I don't think
that
it was
guy
from him.
didn't sue
Oh,
him.
he
No.
didn't.
That guy
Someone
didn't sue him.
also
Nah,
got
but
injured.
Now-
That guy
now-
didn't sue him because he knew what the hell he was doing.
That's
one,
true.
he knew what the hell he was doing,
And he
two,
got to suffer the consequences.
and he
Sorry.
got Travis Scott's ring as a compensation. Like he made everybody wave him to the front, and Travis Scott personally gave him his ring.
Oh, that was the
and
guy in the
evidence.
wheelchair. That he was still like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you mean in the wheelchair? How do you get in there?
Put him in the wheelchair, bro.
Oh, from when he
Hold up.
jumped off the balcony after
Yeah.
Travis Scott told him. Oh, okay.
So the thing is, he didn't sue. Why? He's a Travis Scott fan. I feel like everybody that's suing Travis Scott, those 47 cases, to be honest, they just trying to. They just trying to get a check.
Wouldn't y'all?
Yeah, but if you really go in there for Travis Scott, although I'm injured, I went to Ronnie Loud. For me, I got pushed and shit like that. Not once did I sue any artist that went up there.
Well, claro que no. But my thing
You
is,
feel me?
if
Even though I
somebody-
didn't have a broken leg, but you feel me, my back was
You
sore, my
telling me
arms were sore, but
I'm
like
not
I
gonna
ain't
sue
take.
this guy who has 1,000 plus more money than me. I'm not gonna sue him because I love him. I love his music. I'm not gonna
There's
get that.
people-
I'm not
But
gonna
the
get the
thing
back.
is, you like
There's
people
like
going
that.
to see Travis Scott
Right.
should already know
But I ain't gonna lie.
how like his
Bro,
concert
there's a whole
get.
there's a whole documentary on Netflix that tells you like what goes on in the show.
Yeah.
And about
When
him.
when I went to Berkeley, they was telling us like, be careful, watch your surroundings.
Mhm.
These people chose not to watch their surroundings. These people chose not to take care of each other.
And
These
I ain't-
people chose
but
to.
I'm not
these
gonna lie,
people,
if I
these
would've
people.
been
No,
at
wait.
Astrofest-
Let me talk.
These-
Go.
If I would have been at Astrofest, I would have sued.
I would have sued Live Nation, not Travis.
Just
If
because
that happens to me and I
that's
almost
an
see
easy
that, I
check.
almost died.
That's what I'm saying. That's an easy check.
That's
Why
an
would I
easy
not?
check. Everybody there that has the right to sue has the right to sue.
Right,
That's one out
right,
of
right.
20
But you
something
gotta
things.
also know
person.
what you're suing because you can't sue Travis Scott just because that's the performer you went to see. You gotta sue the venue because the venue is at fault.
No, but
The
the venue's the
security
one
is
that
at
hired
fault.
him.
I was just about to say, I sue Barney Rich.
The venue is the one who hired Travis
They
Scott
planned
to
this whole
put his
thing.
Astrofest at their venue.
The only reason
But
the only reason that people probably sued Travis Scott that moment is because none of the injuries happened at the other places. You think that they went to SZA's concert and was like, shit, I broke my leg?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Those
Yeah,
stuff
but there's
happened
there's
at
other
Travis
there's
Scott's
no, but
performance.
there's maybe we don't hear about it, but there's other concerts where people do get hurt, but they choose not to sue because they know like the little situation that they got themselves in.
No, yeah, but I'm talking about like Astrofest, like these 47 and counting. people
Okay,
sued
but let's
Travis
also think
because
about-
it only happened.
Let's
at
think
Travis'
about
shit.
it's not really the fans suing, it's the parents of the fans suing. The parents are more mad because of what's going on. Are the fans? It's not really the fans. It's
Well, I mean,
really
to be
the.
honest, if I have to sue somebody, I'm telling my mom. I'm 23 years old. I still tell my mom. I think I'm
I mean,
go
yeah,
online.
but
how to sue Travis Scott? Like I'm
No,
not.
yeah,
doing that shit.
I'm gonna tell my mom, but
My parents are most
Well,
likely gonna do it for me because I don't know what I'm doing.
I just feel like we have to.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not really the fan. It's the fan gets home and is like, yo, let me tell you about what happened. Like why I look so beat up, and they're gonna be like, you know what? We're gonna sue Travis Scott. When in reality, if you really think about it, you cannot sue because of the name of the person that you went to see. You went to see this person.
And not all
So it's
47
also-
people. Not all 47 people was the parents either. That's all.
No, right.
I mean, in regards, like, there was a 9-year-old there. I don't even know why they sued, because that 9-year-old shouldn't even have
Talking
been there.
about that 9-year-old, see, obviously he's a 9-year-old, he can't sue himself. His parents had to do it, right? You see, how he ended up in a coma?
Mm-hmm. And then died?
And then died. R.I.P.
That's so sad.
The attorney for that 9-year-old boy apparently came up with all this information that, quote unquote, the 9-year-old boy told the attorney. But how was the 9-year-old boy going to tell the attorney if he was in a coma?
Like, little things like this don't make sense.
It doesn't add up. That's what I'm saying. People that are suing just literally just want to check. Feel me? And that's kind of like.
I don't think the 9-year-old wanted to check, but what I do think is that the parents do want some sort of accountability.
Yeah, but that's fine. They can sue
for their funerals.
But
what
that's
more
fine.
do they need?
No. They can sue. That's okay. That's okay for them to sue because they have a right to sue. The thing is that an attorney should not be talking about, oh, the 9-year-old boy spoke to me. How he spoke to me.
Yeah, I don't really know much about that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know much about that.
Like, there's little details that don't add up. There's a lot of people coming up with these little instances that is like, all right, bro, like, how did this happen? And you was able to talk to an attorney, but this, that, and the third actually happened. Like,
I mean, we're not lawyers. We don't know.
We don't know one thing. I may not know, but from what we know, like, yes, he could have stopped the show for 10 minutes. That's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
But
apparently not.
Apparently, it's like another thing was released where it was like the executive producers and other producers were the only people that can give the okay to do so. Let me remind you, like, these artists when they go on stage, they have a whole radio in their ear, like helping them communicate with like
Staff,
like stage producers, stage staff, letting them know like, hey, keep going, or walk this way, or like control this, and like little things about the music. And these producers, like, the producers may have known what was going on, but they didn't do nothing. Right. And apparently, even in one of the posts, there was like a whole thing where there was like at 2 p.m. when everybody broke into like the sale, like buying all the merch. Mm-hmm. People broke in and they told the producers, and the producers did not do anything. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, what y'all wanted Travis to do? Travis
in that situation, that's not really Travis's fault. That's what I'm saying. Some things is, some things it's not.
No, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's people saying like, oh, Travis could have stopped them at 2 p.m. He probably wasn't even there.
Like, he probably knew. He probably was getting stressed. He knew that people.
But what he's gonna do? Text everybody personally?
He didn't know. He didn't know. They reported it to the producers. Be careful.
Don't go in if you can't handle it, because it's a mosh pit. That's what a mosh pit is. People push you forward. People put you. The mosh pit is so nasty that you leave the mosh pit soaking wet in other people's sweat.
For real.
Yo, yeah, for real. You're sweaty. You're literally wet.
But you see how...
Like, bro, I went to a mosh pit for the XXL concert, and, bro, my Nike Tech, I had to drench it dry out of how sweaty it was, bro. And, bro, it was just so crazy, because it's a fire environment, don't get me wrong. But it's just so... I saw a fight break out in front of me right there, boom, some white boy, and then we all separated. But that's because it was a smaller crowd.
Yeah.
But imagine, I could only imagine that population, 50,000 people.
That's true.
I'm also gonna put into account, like, yeah, he sees ambulance, he sees certain little things, but he could only see what he sees. So you see, like, your group of people that you see to the front, and you see maybe from a distance, like, lights. But you don't see 50,000, you don't see groups falling. You don't see little things like that. You're on the stage and you're high up, but even when I'm in the club and I'm on the and I'm sitting and I'm standing on the thing,
sometimes I understand, especially because there's like 1,000 lights pointed on him, mad flash.
All right, I understand Travis, bro. My son probably off some LSD, some shrooms, some weed, but I don't really know Drake like that. Drake doesn't look like the type to take mad drugs to me.
Probably smoke and drink.
Smoke and drink.
Drink is whiskey.
Boom. So you really think that Drake comes out and performs, and he sees whatever, anything, like you see the ambulance, anything, he's not gonna be like, all right, hold on, because he's more aware. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, if Drake didn't see that, then how did Travis see that if they were both right next to each other?
Mm-hmm. But this is how you going about things.
And then there's also
that's just to your own understanding. Like you
exactly.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see all the different point of views.
You literally just said what we're trying to explain. Mm-hmm. You're moving by your understanding, by your point of view. So okay, so let's say me, I'm on stage. I'm an artist that does get a lot of people, that does hype up a lot of people, and I'm just used to people maybe passing on in my show. In my head, I see people and I'm like, oh, like, yo, let me get him some help because he's passing on, let's get him some help. That's as much as I can do. And that's all I can see. I'm gonna help what I can see, but I can't do more than that. I can't get off stage, obviously. We don't want him to get off stage. But there's little situations where it's like, he helped where he could help. And yes, he could have done more. We know he could have done more, stop the show for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever the case may be. But there's also people that should have given him the green light to do so. Why didn't these people tell him?
I feel like he had that green light himself. He
like, y'all keep saying like, oh, the producers are the ones that could stop the show. They have to control his voice. He can literally just stop. Like, like he can literally.
He's a human being.
Yeah, but
the way you talking right now, we go stop. Like,
yeah, like.
But you wanna know something too? Live Nation sponsored it.
But that's just him worrying about his money.
That's not him worrying about his money.
No, because they hired him.
They hired
exactly.
Alright, the same way they hired him.
But you telling me you paying me,
but
I see a whole human being passed out. I see a whole bunch of people.
Now they're gonna fire him.
They're not gonna be able to see that. The most you can see is what's in front of him. And on top of that, the same way if he would have stopped the show, since Live Nation sponsored, is the same way they could have sued him for not continuing the show.
They could stop him. They could sue him.
That is worrying about his money because he's worried about
he's worried about his own reputation.
Let's say he stops it, he goes home.
But I didn't say for him to go home. I literally said he just has to pause for like 5 minutes.
No, but he's saying like in just
let's say he wants to go home.
Let's say if he stops and be like, nah, y'all wildin'. Take everybody out, all the staff, get everybody out who's injured or that's passing out or whatever.
Rock Nation sues him.
Live Nation can sue him.
Yeah, that's one lawsuit. He's talking 50 now.
Exactly. Yeah, not for him.
Yeah, but that one lawsuit that they can give him.
Exactly.
Is
Live Nation is their sponsors. They're not.
Well, the numbers are still going
up.
But
that's just him.
Probably worth.
Oh no. But I believe that there was more deaths.
Yeah.
I know that. I believe
not more deaths.
No. I believe there was more. There had to be more.
There's 9 now.
And on top of that,
I believe but there was one post. There was one post that said 11, and now they're just saying 9. What's really the numbers?
8.
No, it's 9.
Oh, it's 9. Oh yeah. The last person died.
But that just takes into consideration he's worried about the money.
I don't think he's worried about money. If he doesn't even know what's going on.
That man gets paid from selling Nike. Fucking
he's not worried about just that show.
He gets money on the regular. He wants.
If he gets money on the regular, why does he care if
Exactly.
Because he gets money on the regular.
They're sponsors.
He could get one lawsuit and then tomorrow they come out. Oh my god!
They could up the price on the lawsuit.
You think Travis Scott don't got money?
He probably do, but he ain't no billionaire.
Okay, but does he have the money? But does he have the money to handle 47 lawsuits that Live Nation should be handling?
But the 47 lawsuits be happening if he would have went home.
No, but keep in mind. I'm not sure if it's the venue energy because that's what it's called. The Live Nation is just the sponsors, but I think it was energy that their insurance policy covers up to 26 mil. Why are people not suing the venue either?
And that's what we're trying to bring awareness to.
Exactly.
That
yes,
you can sue Travis, but you're suing him for his name because he's the artist that you went to see. You're not suing the people that are actually in charge of your safety.
They suing him because he was on stage. He could have made a stop. With his own eyes, you're a human being. You go off energy. We all go off energy.
In reality, these are all regular human beings like me and you. If I needed to sue Rock Nation, I wouldn't know what the fuck
we're talking about Rock Nation, Live Nation, not Rock.
I would literally go home and be like, who is the head of Live Nation? Because I don't even know who I would sue. So the only thing
you don't have to say the head. You could say just the business, Live Nation. You could sue them.
But they should have sued both, honestly. Like.
I feel like but they didn't sue Ariana Grande.
It was a terrorist attack. How they gonna sue him?
So it don't matter.
That's the venue.
No, it don't.
That's the sponsors in the
venue. Ariana's own license probably put everything.
First of all, it was a suicide terrorist attack.
Exactly how he got in.
So boom.
That's the venue and the sponsors fault.
Security.
And Ariana music.
It's a whole entire terrorist attack. She told them.
But they declared it a terrorist attack after the fact. After the fact.
I don't really know what happened there. Someone's gonna have to.
Okay, so basically,
it's a whole terrorist attack.
She had a whole big like festival kind of thing in London or England or something like that. And next thing you know, I was into the show. A whole bombing happened, and it was suicide bombings that went on. How did these people get in?
There was an actual bomb that went off?
Yes,
in the crowd. Bad, like really bad. Like
so how would that be Ariana Grande's fault?
But exactly.
So how is
exactly how is it Travis's fault?
Because he's the
she
performer.
stopped the show. That everything the same way that Travis did everything, she did the same thing.
So after the bomb went off, she continued singing?
No.
So she went home.
It's a bomb.
Exactly.
It's a bomb.
But you see people.
There was no bomb at Astrofest.
Exactly.
But
What
it makes
about?
sense because who brought in the bomb? Another human.
It was security.
Whose
So
fault is the people that got
Did a bomb
trampled?
go off? Did a bomb
Humans.
go off at actual work? No.
Forget the bomb. Who brought in the bomb? A person. Now, whose fault was it that those people got trampled? Whose fault was it that those people got trampled?
So did
and
Ariana
stomped
Grande
on?
get
The
sued or not?
people. That's what I'm saying. It correlates because
There's a whole documentary on it. You can look up cases on it.
But him
So then you know what the fuck you walking into.
I know,
Yes.
but him knowing that, he should acknowledge like there's 50,000 people right here right now. Let me stop right now and be like, yo, is everybody okay? Is everybody getting? Is the people passed out getting to the ambulance?
so you expect 50,000 people to say yes, I'm okay?
No, but he should be aware. Like, is the person
Okay,
passed
exactly
out?
what he did though.
But
But the person passed out and he did what he could do. He told security, he told
That
many
was like
things.
one or two times.
Okay, and that's he did what he noticed. Exactly how
That's
Jamie
what he was
said.
able
You
to
move
see.
by your understanding.
That's what
you
he was
move
able,
by your
that's what
point
he
of
was able
view.
to see.
My thing is that we, people like us, like we are acknowledging that we can go to a Travis Scott concert and possibly get hurt or get hurt, but we don't go thinking we're gonna dead ass die. We probably think, ain't no fucking way I'm gonna die at a fucking concert. There's probably mad security everywhere. There's probably, and there wasn't.
Nigga,
Exactly,
ain't no fucking
exactly.
out there
Is that-
got on
that's-
a bus and
no,
nothing
that's
got
not
on the bus.
Travis's
Scott's
fault.
No, he didn't hire the
No, I'm talking about the
I just feel
design.
like
of this
everybody,
thing.
no,
everybody
no,
needs to
That's
take
what I'm saying. None of that is his
responsibility.
fault. But my thing is, he could have done that stopped.
Exactly.
Like,
That's all he could have done.
Nobody in the
Yes,
back was
that's all
like
he
this.
could've done.
Sing the fucking song.
Okay, he stops for 10 minutes, right?
Mhm.
After those 10 minutes, people still gonna do the same thing.
I would stop again.
Nah,
Yeah.
but the thing is that there's such thing as one. I understand what you're saying that you can stop, but there's crowd control. You don't know how the procedure is to stop in the middle of a fucking rage. You don't know how the procedure is to stop in the middle of how to control a crowd.
But he is
like-
controlling the crowd. That's how the
Exactly.
rage is started.
No, I understand them. They are right. He can stop the
The
show.
same way he started
but
the
my
rage,
thing
he stopped
is,
it.
but my thing is that okay, he stops the show for 10 minutes, keeps going the show after those 10 minutes. After everybody comes out, people are still gonna get again amped up. So regardless of the case, so this is
No, I'm
something-
not telling them
this
to
is
sit
something-
down and crisscross out.
No. I'm not saying that either. I'm not saying that either. But I'm saying that after those 10 minutes, people are still gonna go ahead and do the same thing. So what, he's gonna
And
just stop the show consistently?
on top of that-
But then it doesn't matter because this is something that was gonna be inevitable. Because if you stop the show for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever the case may be, people are still gonna do whatever the fuck they
No,
want
I
to
feel
do.
like the amount of people would have died like that, and they would have a lot of people wouldn't have never have injured. It was an hour of him performing.
Yeah, but you gotta
Like 10 minutes could have
I'm
saved
gonna pull
somebody's
this up
life.
because my friend
You
was there.
think 10 minutes somebody could have grabbed somebody dying,
Okay.
suffocating from air?
That's
within
okay,
those 10
and
minutes,
that's okay, and
somebody
that's
could have gone
okay,
up and
that's
would have been
okay.
saved. Like,
But then again, after those 10 minutes, what happened? Somebody else.
but still, you still took the time. He still took the time within 10 minutes to be like. I feel like if it would have never happened, look what happened. He didn't stop the show. Now he got 9 people. Now 9 people dead.
Okay.
If he would have taken this consideration, he would have been dragged like this.
Okay, but 10 minutes, again, like I'm saying, 10 minutes pass, people still gonna do the same thing.
I don't know.
People, it does
10
not
minutes
matter.
versus your
It
whole
doesn't-
career.
no, but
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but it's not about his. I don't give a fuck about his career. We're not talking about his career. We're talking about the simple fact
But I
that
think
people
he
have.
gives a fuck about his career.
But people
No,
have
yeah,
this,
that's
and
okay.
that's
Exactly.
okay. He can give a fuck about his career because that's what he lives off of.
Yeah.
and that's okay. But it's
But
the
10
simple
minutes
fact that
that
people
takes
did
what?
not.
10
People
minutes?
don't have self-control. So if you tell me to stop for 10 minutes at a show, I'm gonna stop for those 10 minutes, and I'm sorry, but after those 10 minutes, I'm gonna keep the fuck going.
No, keep in mind, the show was only supposed to last an hour. It didn't even last an hour.
It was 45 minutes, right, or something.
40.
It was like 40
40.
minutes. So that's another thing. When you have such a limited amount of time to sing certain songs and you don't have enough time to really pause in between, then that you can't really blame him for that because he only has a limited time. When you go to Astroworld, he's on the stage for like what, 2 hours?
It's the difference when you go to like
3
a
hours,
Barclays
3
and where it's
hours?
like as a more actual secured place because this is not something where it's like 50,000 people. I think the max was probably like maybe 5,000, maybe,
And
and that's
look,
me giving it a stretch.
You see how she says she went to Madison Square Garden?
No,
and
I went to Barclays.
Oh, Barclays,
I mean
my fault.
both.
I'm sorry. Well, regardless.
Doesn't
you
matter.
You see how the staff there tells you before you walk in, they like
Be careful, watch your surroundings,
Be
kind of
cautious.
Mhm.
They do this, they do that. The crowd does this.
They didn't even have enough
Live
security
Nation
to do
and
so.
the venue did not see any of that. They didn't see any of that. They didn't give the
But
crowd.
Yeah, but that's what I said. I said it's
a
not
heads
like,
up
it's not
as
like
to
he hired
what
the
could
security.
happen.
Like,
Exactly. So that I don't feel like
I feel like
he's
this is
really
something
at
that was
fault.
gonna be inevitable at the end of the day because he's at fault because he didn't stop the show for at least a couple minutes. But even after those couple minutes, people were still gonna do whatever the fuck they want to do. And people even before he got on stage was doing whatever the fuck they want to do because there was niggas literally like passing out by just being there. And that's Live Nation's fault. You want to know why? Because they only had 2 water stations and there was lines going around the whole place. Is that Travis's fault? No. Niggas was dehydrated. Is that Travis's fault? No. People were passing out because of dehydration.
Yeah, and
because of
like
these little
$7
exactly,
for
exactly.
crazy.
So there's
I
there's
would do
little
that
things
too.
that he could have stopped the
Imagine.
show. Like there's little things that could have been done to stop the show. But people at the end of the day, they have their own self-control. They know right from wrong, and you know what you're doing. I'm sorry, bro, but if I'm standing on the ground, this is flat ground. If I'm jumping on somebody, I'm gonna feel a body. I'm gonna feel something.
But if I feel
you, no, bro, because niggas were grabbing up on each other. They was trying to
They were-
tell
because
each
the
other,
crowd
like,
was
yo,
being
let's grab
selfish.
me, like, help me.
The crowd was being selfish and wasn't helping each
But
other
I feel
out.
like if there was nowhere to move, how
no,
was
so
it
I'm gonna
gonna-
explain something. The rule
Yeah.
was if you didn't go to Roddy Rich's concert. Because my
What?
friend didn't care about Roddy Rich because it was happening like it was like you had to camp for that spot, like you had to wait for that spot. And it was like a 2-hour wait.
Yeah.
But within those 2 hours, Roddy Rich was performing, so it was either miss the concert or come here
And people were literally going, instead of enjoying the rest of the shows that were going on, which is like, bro, you pay like $500 for your tickets, so why don't you just enjoy everything that's gonna be there? Niggas was really just like, I'm gonna be selfish and I'm gonna grab a seat wherever I could go.
That's exactly what my friend did. So my friend is like sitting by the gate, whatever. After Roddy Rich's concert, everybody knew exactly where to go. It was Travis Scott was next. Everybody starts running towards that catwalk, trying to like. So at this time, my friend is like standing, and this is the gate, and literally being crushed, bruised
With people,
like ribs bruised up and everything. There was no raging yet. Travis hasn't even performed yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's not entirely Travis's fault.
Yeah.
Because
People
He
were
hasn't- he's not
beforehand.
there yet.
He's not even on stage. Yeah.
Exactly. But people just want to be on that, in that catwalk. People just want to be in the front. So my friend is getting pushed, and it's like he literally can't even climb out because it's like literally
There's
presión, bro.
Yeah.
Until it got to a part where the security had to literally carry him outside of it.
pull them out.
and
That's
tell
what they
them
were doing.
Not even go home. If you leave here, you can't come back here. Obviously. So go to the back and enjoy it.
And
from
that's
the
what
back.
people were doing.
And that's what people were doing. That's what.
And that's why I feel like there was so many we got able to see like the view of people being pulled out because people were going to the back. But now imagine if people were told like, if you get out of here, now you gotta leave. If those people that were trying to get pulled out and told to leave, we probably wouldn't even be able to see the videos that was going on inside the show while it was going on.
And if that's in the back, and that's in the front, the very, very first row, you can't move. Imagine being in the middle.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
crazy. What solution
You have
do think
nowhere to go.
You guys think should be
Yeah, a
brought?
solution. Let's go.
A solution, I feel like, well, obviously Travis is not gonna do another shot at that venue. Or
He's not gonna work with Live
he's
Nation.
not gonna work with
Yeah.
Live Nation.
I guess that makes sense.
But for future purposes, I feel like a good solution is whoever your sponsor and wherever your venue is at, or depending on
Maybe he's
where you're
gonna
doing
be
your
more
show,
involved.
make sure that you are not understaffed. I would say you're overstaffed. Make sure you have enough medics just in case. Make sure you have water stations, and on top of that, if you need to, like you guys said, maybe take a pause. Make sure the crowd is
There's
good.
enough time also
There's-
scheduled in for
But
you to
then
do that.
again, for me, people go crazy for Travis. He could take a pause in between different songs, and before he could perform the next song, you're already gonna have chants of Travis. You feel me? Like that happens in any concert. It could be any artist. But I'll just make sure the staff everything is good, and make sure that people can have a way to exit if they
More
don't
ways
feel
to
well.
exit rather than
Because
one.
in that venue energy, there was no way of exiting
I feel
without
like-
you actually getting pulled out by your staff.
I feel like you should know, like when you go to like a concert or anything, you should know the exits. You should know like where to
Right.
go.
They give them maps. There's maps all over the place that you can look at. But I feel like
Yeah,
that
but you
place,
can't
that
have
place
access to
don't have,
when you're
that
there, like,
place,
in
that
That place
place
was
only had
lonely.
one exit and one entrance. And I also feel like like working with a team of people that working with us, but again, like there was situations where medics didn't even know what the fuck they were doing. There was a whole girl that was a ICU nurse, and she told her story about how she got pulled out. She woke up and there was water on her lap, and she was like, yo, like, see, she woke up and she saw mad people on the floor, and she was like, yo, like, do any of these people have a pulse? And there were medics that were like, I don't know. How is it like that you a medic and you hide for this and you don't even know what you're doing? So it's like, maybe if I was him in the future, a solution to this would be like, all right, if I'm gonna plan a show like this, let me do a show where it's like,
proper EMT,
proper security. Like, let me be more involved. Maybe him being more involved, because now Ariana Grande, like what she does now is like she's 100% involved in every step that is done for that.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe now he's like, okay, if I ever do plan a future show, I want to be more involved. I want, like, and another thing is like, if the Texas police was there, why wasn't there better security? Whereas like, for example, the people that were like shot up with fentanyl. Why isn't that like there was a way to like check book bags? Because people are allowed to go in with book bags, being that they're gonna spend the whole day there. Check the book bags properly. Like, check what people are bringing in. No water bottles from outside. No.
Yo, my friend told me that when he got there, that first of all they checked his bag. They only checked one zipper, didn't check the other one.
Exactly.
And they didn't even ask for vaccination, bro. Like, that's crazy.
Exactly what I'm saying. So it's like little situations that is like being like properly being planned and working with a team of people, like doing like Cactus, because it's really Cactus like Flea that does like the whole planning with it, and them being more like, all right, let's hire proper teams and having like a research team find people that they can work with instead of Live Nation. He obviously worked with Live Nation because of course like the amount of money they was giving for him to be there, and they're known for like their concerts, and they plan these concerts and these shows. So being that like, okay, clearly now, being that they have a history of these things going on at their shows, let me get more involved, because now the FBI is involved in this.
That's crazy.
Like, the FBI is involved in this, researching him, but it's like, no, bro, research Live Nation, because why is it that Live Nation has a history of doing
He's only
this?
one person with
like, he only knows like 10% of what goes on in his show. And what controls is in his show. He knows what's going on the stage and what he has to do on stage and who he has to talk to and this, that, and third way to move, and that's that.
I feel like this is a lesson learned for him. Like, he shouldn't. I feel like next time he should have like more security, like Leo said. He should be more involved. He should know who's the head of the team, who's
gonna be doing each part of the team.
The police department should be there at any step of the way. Fire department.
But I also feel like another thing was that the police department underestimated like the energy of the show. They underestimated the amount of people and how desperate people were, because people like the 2 p.m. break-in was only because people wanted to buy the merch. So it's like that was just for merch.
Our consensus is Travis Scott could have done stuff better in a better situation, but
he's not all at fault.
He's not all at fault.
100%,
100%. There could have been a lot better things that Live Nation could have done, the venue could have done.
And we're so skeptical. We have so many questions still that it's like, we're probably never gonna even have these answers to them.
Yeah, honestly.
Because Live Nation's probably not gonna speak up.
Yeah, no.
Unless the FBI make them speak up. But this is something I feel like maybe like in 2 years we're definitely gonna see another documentary.
This is definitely gonna get covered up though.
This is definitely
gonna get covered up, or we're gonna see a documentary on it.
And it'll still be full of lies.
Exactly, my point.
So unless we don't go ask Travis himself, there's no way.
This is something where it's like, you're getting sued, people are trashing your name, they want to completely delete you off your career.
Some people probably
want to remember, he didn't get on the stage for like 2-3 years.
Exactly.
Corona. This is his first show, one of his first shows back.
And I also feel like that's another reason why people went crazy. Because
like COVID, people
No, not even, it's just they haven't been outside, they haven't been to a concert so long, they're just like, finally, like, I get to see Travis.
They've been at home for years, and now they're going crazy. They go hard, that's why.
Yo, to end it off on a good note, Leo, get up.
For me?
Yeah. We still love you, Travis.
Yes.
We still love you. We still love you, Travis. You are not canceled. Not here.
You are not canceled.
Not here.
Nah.
We just a little mad.
No, wait.
But if any of y'all happen to have any Travis sneakers going for $5, let me know.
Any merch you want to give away, you know?
We still love Travis. We still love Travis.
Nah, but like this is a good conversation.
But I feel like,
but also
like him being a black man let's take that into consideration.
Yeah.
Him being a black man, that's like OD.
Like on top, that's gonna, and him being black is gonna make it even like a
Worse.
bigger thing,
Yeah.
That's true.
which sucks.
But
Because
also, all respects to the families
Oh,
that
they
lost
facts.
their loved
Yeah.
ones. Everyone
everybody
else
that's still
dead,
in the hospital.
that's still in the hospital
Or
hopefully
traumatized.
We all hope that you guys get better soon.
Yeah.
Travis
Sure.
is offering like the mental health
Yeah.
like, situations. At least he's doing something.
He's
But
making
I
it.
think
Yeah.
He's making
he's
it.
trying.
A
He's
little too
trying.
late, but it's still
I mean,
something.
but and that's another thing where like his video where he posted on Instagram, like
Oh,
everybody's
he
making
said-
fun of it, but it's like, I'm sorry, bro. Personally, me, I'm gonna be making a dry ass video as well because I have to wake up the next day and talk about this and address you guys
Yes.
because you guys want me to address it. Not because I'm deep-heartedly I'm ready to address it. He probably wasn't even ready to speak on it on Instagram.
No, it's true.
He's
So it's like,
getting bad.
we
He's getting
got-
death threats, everything.
That video was
Like, that's-
worse than what we could have imagined. That,
Yeah,
that
no, for
apology
real.
video, like you said.
But it's like, imagine he would have done an apology video when he was ready to do so.
Yeah, probably.
And that would have been way better.
But you gotta think like, yo, bro, I just did the show and all this kid is accusing me.
Like
That's
you're
OD.
waking up to hearing that people died because of like your show.
Yo,
so
his
it's
mother-
like you're not in a good mental state.
Because of something that you wanted to celebrate.
Yeah.
That was Travis Scott Day, bro.
Yeah, he was really excited
And
for
his
that.
Houston is his hometown. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's
And
like
it being
he
your
probably feels
hometown?
like he let his hometown down.
Yeah.
When in
For
reality
his
that
fans,
was
in reality, like
yeah,
everybody.
that probably wasn't even his plan. Like he obviously that wasn't his plan. Like,
Nah,
he didn't even think
And
that.
some people calling him demonic and say,
Oh my god,
yeah.
that
Oh
shit!
my
Y'all need
God.
to stop
Talk
that
about
shit.
that.
Y'all
Let's not
need
even talk
to.
about
Y'all
that.
need to stop that.
Yeah.
Y'all don't even know what y'all talking about.
Shit. Let's
Let's
not
just
even
say
talk
that.
about
Y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. Y'all
And
speaking
his
things into
daughter was
existence
there.
for your own
Yeah.
self.
Oh yeah, facts. Kylie and Stormy was there.
Yeah, you see, that was OD. I'm not gonna lie. Why were they there? Like, you know,
Nah,
I mean,
it's
why
a
would you
bar.
not be there? I'm sorry, but
I mean,
if my
it
nigga
wasn't in the-
performing
it
on
wasn't in
stage,
the mosh.
I'm gonna go there.
I'm just talking about Stormy.
But
Yeah.
they wasn't in the mosh.
But they wasn't in the mosh, they had their own
They had their own
separate
cabin.
section.
They had their own
I
little
don't know.
thing.
There's somebody going around with fentanyl and shit like that. Like,
I mean, but if you're in a whole secured like
Cabin.
cabin kind of thing, I think.
Like,
you're
it's like
gonna-
a trailer. They had their trailers.
But then I also feel like she brought her daughter because it's the first time she's probably able to really see
Oh yeah, that's
the
true.
show.
He hasn't
So
performed
it's
in,
like
how
I feel
many
like me
years?
personally,
Well,
if I see my nigga
well,
on stage and we have a kid and he's bumping and I have to and I want to show my kid like their life and
And
like
then
who their
yeah.
father is, I'll probably bring them, but I probably would bring them at an older age.
yeah,
not
that's what I'm
3,
saying. That's what
But
I'm
I
saying.
understand why she did too.
Like,
Yeah.
Nah,
like
but
it's
yeah.
one thing for you to bring Drake's kid to his show because it's a Drake concert, and Drake concerts don't look like these kind of
Yeah,
concerts.
that's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like
people
are-
off the mom. You
people are-
but they
literally-
even they even left early. They didn't last. On
yeah,
the
they
show.
should have left early. Honestly, I mean, in reality, they should have been there
Mhm.
first. But
But everybody got mad at her for deleting the video that like her when the ambulance being there, and I'm like, okay, well, what y'all wanted her to do to keep it up? For y'all to continue?
Should have put it on the first place.
I mean, she shouldn't have. But again, this is another thing where it's like you're used to one situation happening, and then when you find out other things were happening, you're like, oh wait,
Yeah.
this I didn't even know this is what was actually going on.
No,
Let me
true,
delete
true,
this,
true,
you know.
True, for sure.
So it's a lot. Like
But let's just say we don't think Travis Scott should only get blamed.
Live Nation, we coming for you.
Live Nation,
Period.
spill the name.
I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't even there, but I expect to hear from my lawyers.
And
I'm mentally hurt
from all
from
of
home.
this.
From home.
Leo has been harassing me online, bullying me.
Bro, I've been having to tell Leo like, bro, can you just like save it for the podcast?
No, Leo was
Bro,
going
I bought
off.
it. You know what? I'm gonna tell you after. Because he was really trying to come at me because I bought an apple juice and I was like, I wonder if it's good. And he was like, maybe it'll make you rage. And I was like,
Nah, bro. Why the other day I'm like, I forgot what we was doing, and I'm like, I was going down the stairs or something, and I'm like, Travis Scott told me to do so. Apparently, apparently Travis told me to do so, and I'm yelling at him, and I'm like, oh, that's because Travis told me to do so. And like I'll be like doing little things and I'll be like, oh, Travis didn't tell me to do that.
so I shouldn't do it.
Right. So it's like that, you know, at this point, like outside of like what went on, we could joke about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
for
with
sure.
the people who died, of course.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know, like,
But
oh, he's so hurt.
what just happened?
Yo, I'm mimicking the Travis apology video. Like,
Nah, wait. Which one is the
He
girl's
must have had a
favorite?
migraine.
Look, do it.
You gotta do it for the playroom.
I'm sorry.
If there was a way I could put this in black and white, I'd be like,
Oh. We gotta save it. We gotta save it.
Oh my
oh
god.
my god.
I'm so
no.
sorry.
He was like,
Oh yeah.
Yo, I can't believe this
He
happened.
looked like he was off the wake up line.
Yeah.
Alright, so I don't know how you guys want to end your thing.
Alright, now we're just gonna continue. I'm gonna take us off because we're gonna get crazy.
Yo, but
now.
the real question is, who's setting up the hookah?
Nah, me, I did
I'm
not.
gonna
I'm
say- I know
gonna
how to
say, But I hope you guys enjoyed our talk. Say your names. Say you guys' names.
Leo,
Chubbs.
aka Drake.
And
It's weird, I didn't know Drake
I
was
hope
here.
you guys enjoyed our
Really?
perspective on things. Joanna.
Welcome to the motherfucking girls' playroom, and we gonna fuck the club up
Fuck the club up.
every week.
Oh, that was trying.
Every week.
Exactly. You didn't get my reference.
Okay. Bye-bye.